I never said that the gas was going down like a balls. I never said that it was going like a boom boom.
Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Boom! Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Boom! Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Greetings and salutations. The phrase for today? Superpositions of spacetimes. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. We're kick it off right here. I think we have the beautiful Betty Van Velsen out there in Discord. Betty!
Yay! I'm here. And
Nope.
I'm the first to say second.
you were the first to write second.
Now I'm first to say second. So I made that up. Now, just in this spot.
Oh, just you were the first to say second. Nah, I got you. Okay, I guess technically that's correct.
Technically, that's touche.
Technically, it's touche. Very well done. Boy, you're on top of your game today.
Yeah, beware.
Mm-hmm.
Too funny. So, superposition, huh? I thought you were going to say something with the crux of the biscuit again.
Nah, I was going to leave that for another time.
I wanted the crunch of that biscuit.
That was an oldie, wasn't it? That was the password to get into your server when it first launched.
Well, it's first launched. What's in the early days? Yeah.
That was,
True.
yeah. That's got some age to it. So what is the crux? We'll just put it out there rhetorically. Don't answer because you already know because I've told you, 50, 60 times? What is the crux of the biscuit? That's the password. Whatever the next phrase that comes out of your mouth, that's the password. Rhetorically. So it's not coming out of your mouth on the panel because you guys all know it.
Do you hope people would give the answer in the chat?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So
first to super chat it will be shouted out.
The what?
The first to super chat it.
We'll get shouted out. Okay, fair enough. So the question is, again, in case you weren't listening, what is the crux of the biscuit?
Yep. That needs a pause.
I did. And you wouldn't. I did pause, but you wouldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but I wanted to stress it.
Yeah, you wanted to fill the available air.
Yes. I'm kind of that big.
Now, to get back to the superpositions of space-times, it was because I woke up late, so I tuned in to Nathan's show. It was pretty much already over. When I clicked on it, I said, oh, it's live. It's 15 minutes after 9. I clicked on it, and it came up, and it was the end of the show. It was just him. You know what I'm saying? It was just the avatar, right?
And with that.
And, no, it wasn't even that. It was all over. It was, he already said that stuff. It was just the show's avatar, right? And I said, what the hell? Why ain't this working? And then, boop, it went into the split screens.
Yeah. So, didn't your mom tell you to go to bed on time and wake early?
I did. I think I went to bed like at 1:30 last night. And I did wake up early. I woke up I looked over and it was 8:01 and I said, I'm not that interested.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got you.
You have that don't you you got to love that, right? When you wake up and you look over at the clock and you're like, no.
Well, you have the luxury to look at the clock like that way. I mean, there's many people that don't have the luxury.
That's true. I didn't have the luxury for many years, though, because I used to wake the chickens up.
Poor chickens. And then you fried them.
Yeah, you are a chicken sympathizer, you mother clucker.
Yeah, you're a terrorist chicken mother clucker.
No, I already know you can't come back on me with that. I already got it.
Yes, I did.
You
Just
can't
now.
triple stamp a double stamp.
Of course, it's called a triple stamp.
Well, this is starting off with friggin' bang.
So who else do we got here?
Yeah, quick.
I want to answer the second question.
What was the second question?
What was the second question?
The first question was the superposition. Don't want to deal with that superposition question.
Nope.
The other one, my answer would be to dunk or not to dunk.
Okay.
Definition of the word crux is the decisive or most important point at issue. And if you've got a biscuit, do you put it in your tea or not?
Adam, it's a metaphor.
To dunk or not to dunk?
You plum.
Great plum.
I don't
Is
think
he
I
now
said that.
conflating questions with one another? The superposition and the crux?
No, don't combine them. It's too much.
Yeah, he did it.
He's got
To dunk or not to dunk.
superposition. Is it necessarily dunked?
It's a stupor position.
I like the word dunked.
It's a stupor position.
Oh, goodness gracious. This didn't help. Neil, help us.
Nope, it didn't. It did not help. Neil!
What is he doing? Driving again?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I help you?
You need
No.
to save the show.
I have
Trouble
to
with
say,
Neil is,
that's a miracle.
That's a miracle. We need miracles, Neil, so come on.
I'm just a yes man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, that's what Bob Nodell said we were. Me and Tent were the yes man.
Isn't that from a show from Jim Carrey? Yes, man.
Maybe.
Don't know.
Yeah, he had a show. He had a, no, it wasn't a show. It was a movie, right? Where he couldn't say no. He was the, he could say no, but he was he sort of made a vow that he would say yes to everything, and it got him into deep trouble.
All right. So, like I was saying, sorry, just to bypass that. I don't know where you're going with that.
Yeah, I know how you did that.
Yeah. Back to the superposition of space-time. I don't think I finished my story, did I?
Nope.
No. So I got up, and Nathan's show was ending. I said, so I figured I'll listen to some of it. And it was pretty interesting because it had the jumpsuit Sally, the Wicked Witch from the Numpties, on there again. And I kind of like that because she was going through, you know, that one video, Betty. I know you probably didn't see Nathan's show, but you know what I'm talking about. It was like this astrophysicist. She's in a jumpsuit, and she talks about gravity, different ways to discuss gravity. And it starts out with grade school kids, and then high school, and then it goes up to college, and then it finally ended up with a university physicist, theoretical physicist. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was done a couple 3 or 4 years ago, somewhere around there. But that's the one that he's evaluating, and I just happened by because I was clicking through, and it got to Nathan always puts the closed captions on, and he stopped it, and it said at the bottom, it said superpositions of space-times. I said, what on earth? That has got to be it's so idiotic from a numpty dipshit who thinks he's a scientist. It's combining. They're complete category. Not only category errors, they're antithetical to each other. Number one, grammatically, it doesn't make sense with space-times. That's not a plural. It's unbelievable. So, and they were talking about Richard Feynman on the show. So he says superpositions of space-times. Number one, yeah, of course he was talking about quantum mechanics before that, just on non sequitur like, and superpositions of space-times. You see, Richard Feynman once said that every statement in quantum mechanics is just a restatement of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now that's profound and exactly right. And so this guy says superpositions of spacetimes and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is what debunks Einstein's general theory of relativity. So we got an amalgamation of antithetical, contradictory nonsense. I bet you that guy doesn't even know what a superposition is. I'll guarantee it. Get him on the show. I'm going to tear his ass up just for GP, general purpose.
Do you think that people will be dragged for that sort of punishment?
Yes, they need to be dragged around, by their short hairs. Yeah, through a nitroglycerin plant.
Yeah, once here. But do you think that they will voluntarily come here?
Yes.
Yes? You would? To your executioner?
Yes. You asked. It was a closed-ended question, huh? Yes.
Okay, so if somebody calls you out, you would go there for the punishment?
Yes. For the punishment, no, I'd go there for glory.
Sweetheart, this man is not going to come for glory. Quite the opposite.
If I understood your point right, John, I think I called this out in the after show.
I wasn't there.
I did notice you got up late. I noticed you joined in Master B or something, and I thought, he's up a bit late today. But I kind of called it out that they've got this. They're abandoning Einstein, just like they abandoned Newton. They're slowly migrating. They can't just abandon and go, "Oh, it's all bollocks," which is what these reviews are demonstrating. So they've got to migrate to this quantum, a quantum.
Yeah, they can't do it all of a sudden. It's a gradient of the shift, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and in the middle is this bullshit area, where we've got Einsteinian fixed position, fixed speeds, and then quantum with Heisenberg's uncertainty. And never the twain shall meet is the meeting, but that's is the phrase. But that's exactly what they're doing, trying to do some hybrid. Which means they don't have to admit that Einstein is a load of nonsense and incorrect. And as the lady said today, should we even be thinking about this anymore? As they head over towards the new hotness, which will eventually lead maybe to truth that we don't know, Toffee. But they're painting it like they still do know Toffee, using quantum mechanics to kind of paper over the cracks, as if saying quantum means that this thing still holds together,
right? Even
though while surreptitiously admitting it doesn't,
right? It's so pathetic, just using their idiot friggin' Elmer Fudd, Mr. Magoo linguistics to provide some type of justification for their abject doublespeak. It's vomit worthy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get, you know what I don't get? I understand the idiots have to say what they say, but it's the people that are listening that don't object. That's what pisses me off.
I think we're doing the PhD guy and the other stuff, and it's very interesting how they deal with the information that they've just fed to the children, how they laugh at it and scoff at it as if it means they know more. as
Right.
opposed to the realization that means they've been lying to children.
Yeah, and the one
It's
schmuck.
supported with pseudo-intellectual kind of bullshit, isn't it?
And
That
the
kind
one
of-
schmuck that she had on there, I don't know what his deal was. I don't know where he was in the hierarchy, that they got down to asking questions, and then she titled him a scientist. And did you see the look on his face when she identified him as a scientist? It was, I don't get it.
Why did it, so this was a point I picked up. Why did she identify him as a scientist? What did he say? She went, that means you're a scientist.
Ask questions.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah. I ask questions, he says. He says, it means you're a scientist.
So she goes, so you're a scientist, huh? And he loved it.
What a bunch of friggin' numpties. Pathetic. Pretender clown idiots. I'm sorry. You clowns. You've got to show you what. Well, I don't have to do anything. You've already done it for us. Anyone that can fog a mirror that listens to that knows that this is abject buffoonery from pseudo-intellectuals. So, yeah, I'm going to have to watch that over again. I may have missed some things because in the fog of the morning and stuff.
Tell you what it's more like. It's not pseudo. It's a bit more like the emperor's clothes, isn't it? None of them want to stand up and say, look, Gravity, you've got no clothes on. Yeah? They're all too scared because they'll be the one that's hung. You get me? And the higher you get, you can admit it surreptitiously by laughing at Newton, yeah, and saying, should we even be saying pseudo-intellectual things like, should we even be considering Einstein right now? Yeah, which is a tacit admittance. But it's fundamentally that.
Yeah. I think that's a good summation. How long is left with the theoretical physicist? And by the way, that's an appeal to authority fallacy because theoretical physics is not physics. It's in the phrase. Theoretical physics, that is an oxymoron, folks.
This is the point. As soon as they accept that they should be in a more quantum way of thinking things, whether they're trying to merge these two things or not, kind of net result of that, I say we need to describe it like this mathematically in a more quantum wave function type way.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I know that's not my words.
I know. Go ahead.
The reality of that is why have I used this word? Is to tacitly admit that every calculation you've done was wrong. Because if you're saying the way in which we need to describe it, and that's all maths is this way, having done all this work describing it another way, it is worth naught at work. So you've done the admission that you've used the wrong way of describing maths to depict reality. And if you've done that, then the maths is worth nothing in terms of describing reality. Which is where they're at, I think. They're strap-ons anymore.
Go ahead.
So instead of strap-ons anymore, like dark matter, dark energy, to fill the void, is that acceptance we've got to move to quantum. Like I said, ultimately, that does admit that everything they've done is worth nothing because it never did describe reality.
Well, they're talking about This is so stupid. It's hard to put it into language. Let me attempt. They're talking about wave functions which are not physical, describing mathematically space-time. Space is a concept, length, width, and height. There's no physicality to it. It's a spatial arrangement, and time, which is a concept. So they're describing two concepts with another concept. It's the height of idiocy. It makes no sense.
They've taken the witch path, turned it into superposition, and then they're going to try and describe superposition, or use superposition to describe those other two previous things. So, like I say, it's a way of keeping the dog alive, isn't it? For the interim,
It's a stupid dog.
instead of an admittance.
It's a dumbass dog. There is no dog. Kim Hopkins. Hey, lovely folks. We're lovely. We know Kim Hopkins. That's a pseudonym. Does anyone know who Kim Hopkins is?
Yep.
Who is it, Betty?
Flatsy.
Flatsy Klein. You're ousted. I just see
In her avatar name.
yeah. We just have to tell everyone that's yeah.
And she sings lovely. I heard her sing on her own channel. And I subscribed, of course. And she did a
thought-
nice song. Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
It's not
else?
Mick Snickpo.
What?
What? Not Mick Snickpo.
What?
It's not Mick Snickpo.
I have no idea what that means.
Someone will get it.
Someone will get it sometime, somewhere. It's in superposition.
Yeah, right. Superposition of space times. Can't believe he said that with a straight face. You freaking pretender clown.
Well, clowns don't have straight faces.
Oh, brother.
So that doesn't work. In my opinion.
All right, what are we going to get into
We
here?
have some content for today, so what is it?
We got a topic for today. We got plenty of substance. We got the Bolivian Salt Flats. Another ball crusher, and my cat just started meowing at me. I'm going to wring his friggin' neck.
Who?
My cat! 1 second, I'll be right back.
Why are you wringing his neck? Can I ask a question to Paul? Who's here as well?
Sure,
Paul.
do that now.
It's important. It's just messing with my melon. He's gained an A. I don't know where the A's come from.
You don't always watch Arwen then, do you?
An A for Arwen.
I was talking to Michael Cleary about the people who don't believe in lava and that you can't melt rock. And he called me Lava Paul, so I just changed my name.
That'll do. Thank you very much, sir. I'll stop my
Welcome.
proceeding. You're a gentleman.
Oh, Betty.
Killed that cat yet, Kiwi?
Oh, Betty, Betty, bam, a lamb. That's what Flatsy Klein said, Betty.
Yeah, well, maybe she can make a song about me.
You don't like that song.
Depends if I'm better portrayed.
What's a Bamalam?
Black Betty, bam, lamb, lamb. I'm not black. Although I could better say that I am, because I think that gains more sympathy nowadays. Or is that racist?
Yeah, I was gonna call it.
It's
All
only racist if you say you are. If you say you identify as, then it's not.
Yeah, but if I say that I don't like the song because it's not about me, because I'm white, it's also racist.
This
so
is-
either way, I'm screwed.
My numbing minutia.
Well, there are people out there, Kiwi, that are that petty nowadays.
I don't think to like something could even be classed as cultural appropriation. So, just appreciation. Yeah, I think you're good. What does Bamalam mean?
I have no idea. They have to ask who wrote that song. Kiwi, you know.
I can't remember the group. Who cares?
Oh, you're usually you are the music knower of all. You said.
Yeah, I don't think that they had too many hits besides that, so it's not a prominent
Tom Jones
band.
did a cover of it, I seem to remember.
Who? Paul?
Tom Jones, Welsh singer.
Kiwi, you're going to love this. Do you want me to read it?
Good.
Bamalam, Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
Slang word I mean, to me, I wouldn't be offended. I'm going to
Mm.
read it quickly. Oh my God! And then the citation. Those Dutch girls. Slang word for an attractive woman with fantastic breasts. Example: those Dutch girls have fantastic bamalams.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No, I can put it on screen.
Really? Does it say that Dutch girls have that?
That's the citation afterwards.
Huh.
That was their example. See, I didn't know what a Bamalam was. I had no idea.
Well, they're correct.
Are you saying that Bamalams have wood in front of the stove?
Absolutely. A lot of it.
A lot of it. Now,
You
see,
won't be
Oh, wait
cold
there.
all the time.
yep.
It also means the act of being tricked, cheated, or generally screwed. This one's not good for you, Betty. Or generally screwed by someone or something else.
Well, that's the second part of the citation. We don't cite that.
I like to give balance, Betty.
We agree with the first and we reject the latter. That's how John does it too. He cherry picks.
Thanks, Betty.
You didn't see that coming, huh?
No, because you never know just the randomness that's going to come out of that fly trap of yours.
Fly trap. I have a special tongue that gets them in.
Yeah.
Fly trap. Unbelievable. Pie hole, I hate that word, but the fly trap is even worse.
Thought I'd switch it up on you.
Yeah, you did. Yikes. They have visions of that now. Although we are encouraged to eat more bugs, so better start now.
No, we're not. You're just making that shit up.
About the bugs?
No, it's true. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, encouraged in the European Union, they allowed more bugs to be in foods and stuff.
Didn't you hear about all the cows that got burnt to a crisp?
Yeah, isn't that
Oh,
bad?
God. Here we go.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Yep.
bad, Neil.
Off the nonsensical topics.
No, it's not nonsensical. It's really important.
It is?
18,000 cows get burned. And that's nonsensical. They're trying to get us off meat and get us on bugs.
Well, eat more chicken.
No,
They say that,
that's
Neil.
also crying out loud.
Say that, Neil, but that story's been well done a number of times.
Well done.
Listen, they
No,
burn
there
the
is-
chickens up too, QE.
QE doesn't follow the signs of the times, Neil. He doesn't know that the tribulation is already begun.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. Yeah, so let's get the Bible in on this.
Now, when you say tribulation, are you talking about the Great Tribulation?
No, she's
Yeah.
equivocating on purpose, Neil.
Tribulation. The white horse has been let go.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has. It is the crown, corona, and he has a bow in his hand. But that in Greek, that's toxon, means bow. And toxon, what do you guess that was?
Wait a second. You said he got a bow in his hand. The other day, Brian said he was Jesus. Now you're telling me he's the white
No,
horse rider.
Jesus comes at the end on a white horse. He doesn't come in the front of it. On the last day, the day of the Lord is one day, the last day. Even Martha,
No, I'm talking about
the sister of Lazarus knew.
No, I'm talking about how Brian compared QE with Jesus.
Yeah, that's wrong. Didn't Jesus say, if somebody says that the Christ is here or the Christ is there, you shouldn't be looking for him?
No, now you're way off topic. That's not
So
what he's
if
saying.
people say that QE is the Christ, don't look at him.
No, he didn't. Brian didn't say that.
I know, but I'm just warning people to not make idols of people.
So you took a little bit of creative license to kind of
Yes.
backhand slight me.
Yes.
Yes. We've got incoherent connections. The backhand slight me. That's a good
Oh
one.
God. True. I still love you, John.
Yeah, I know. Who
That
wouldn't?
guy. But you're sort of ignorant on the times.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
All right. Well, let's get to some cowbell.
Yeah, let's go to something flat.
Let's get that out of there. Yeah. For the title of today's show, we're gonna do. If I can get my act together. Why is that
Yeah.
still showing?
Dude.
Oh, that's
See,
why.
the show's title, Ball Crusher, not Flat Earth Proof.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, he's getting incoherent on his old
But
age.
it's the Bolivian Salt Flats. Uh-oh.
Disco Ball.
Uh-oh. Disco ball. What the hell
Just
are
one
you
of those
talking
shiny
about?
mirrors.
For
One
goodness
of the-
Really
sake.
big ball.
Come on, get on.
That bit's like just the shiny polished edge.
Yeah, John. What do you say
Yeah.
to
Oh, you know what? I forgot. No, I'm not paying any attention to you.
that?
Don't blame you. I was getting a ball winning.
So there you go. So you don't have to follow it on YouTube. Guys in Discord, you can follow it there. How about that?
Oh, you're so good.
I did you a solid.
I like this. It is a good solid. It's a lot easier.
So we're on my website, and all you have to do is that. And then we come to the part that saddens me to no end. It appears I got a John Deere letter from my ballerina. She is no longer here.
Where's she gone to?
It didn't mention in the John Deere letter, it just said bye.
John Deere? Or Dear John? Well, you say vertical drop, so maybe she did that.
Yeah, she left me. Now, Betty, it's your responsibility. Betty, get real now. It's your responsibility.
Point of order.
It's not a point of order yet. I'm not done.
John
Betty.
Deere. You've lost me. Do you get a free tractor with it or something?
All right, listen. So it's a Dumb and Dumber reference. He meant to say Dear John letter, but he said John Deere letter, and I got onto that. And so now that I've explained it, it's lost all of its oomph.
We never had a.
It did
never
have.
had a- yeah.
Yes, it did. There's plenty of cowbell with it, and you took it away. You burnt the cow.
18,000 of them?
I didn't know it was a cow till you explained it. Now I can see the cow.
It was a woman dancing, for crying out loud.
It was my ballerina. Remember? Right here.
Mhm.
It was her. And sometimes, just so I can get into that mindset that I needed to, just relax and calm down, I would go here and just listen and watch that video. And then I went there one day to do that, and this is what I got. Blankness.
And her name, she's a professional ballerina, and she's called Alice Oakley Jones. Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Oakley Jones.
You got a thing going on. but Alice, right? You speak about Alice a lot of times. Right?
I do.
Yeah, and then Oakley. I mean, that cracked me up.
Yeah, you got Alice and then Oakley and then Jones. I felt very symbolic yesterday.
Yeah.
You don't
But
get
it's
that
sad.
reference, do you?
No.
Because it's in the song Mr. Jones? My
it?
God, you got to explain everything. Every little detail.
Well, I have to sort of educate you on the Bible stuff.
Oh,
but,
brother. You
You
couldn't,
learn me the worldly stuff then.
you couldn't educate the bionic woman on hearing if you tied her to a back of a dump truck and drug her through a nitroglycerin plant.
Oh, don't do that to her.
No, I did that to you.
Oh, even worse.
So back to the story. She's gone. Now it's entrusted to Betty to find her again.
Yeah, I try, but
So it was on me because I didn't download the video. I
you didn't
just
want to.
linked it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was my mistake.
I
And I'm
told
paying.
you that then and there. And I didn't do it either. I should have done it then.
Yeah, my mistake on that. I kind of missed, like I said, I missed that because I always jump on in here, like I said, when I need that calm down Zen time.
Maybe
All
they
right.
will reconsider one time.
All
You
right.
never know.
Besides that, let's get into the actual point so we don't lose our direction. So this is the Bolivian Salt Flats. So according to the heliocentric, sun-worshipping, spinning ball space monkey religion, every point along a tangent in every direction from your feet drops. That is a vertical drop away from you at 8 inches per mile squared. Now, before we move on from that, I don't know what the baltards are thinking. I think they lost the plot. This is the cornerstone of the baltard spinning space monkey religion, folks. This little statement: every point along a tangent in every direction from your feet drops. That is vertical drop. And then they get all stupid and they can't figure out what drop is. Right? You can't have anything other than vertical drop, by the way. I had some people say, well, the vertical part, what does that mean? Well, you can't horizontally drop. So vertical drop. Drop means a decrease in elevation. Or you could say relief. Same term, same phrases. Okay? Just in case you're not understanding. Idiot. Dumbasses. So, this is from Oxford Journals. The Salar del Uyuni in the Bolivian Andes is the largest salt flat on Earth, exhibiting, this is the key point, less than 1 meter of vertical relief. You see what I said about relief? I digress. See vertical relief and vertical drop? Those are synonymous. But I digress. The Salar del Uyuni in the Bolivian Andes is the largest salt flat on Earth, exhibiting less than 1 meter of vertical relief, vertical drop, over an area of 9,000 square kilometers. This is what they say. Longer wavelengths in the DEM, that's the digital elevation model. You see elevation? Remember I said, decreasing elevation? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm speaking to. Do you get it yet? Or you need to call your slobber nurses. Longer wavelengths in the DEM digital elevation model correlate well with mapped gravity. I'd like to see that. Suggesting a connection between broad-based or broad-scale solar topography and the geoid, similar to that seen over the oceans. Now, this correlate, we don't really care about this nonsense right here that he states. That's a red herring fallacy. Well, you posted that, QE. You must believe in gravity. No, this is a hostile witness, you numpty dipshits. I can give a shit less what he says other than this. This whole first part right here. This is what I'm concerned with right here. Not how they got there. Just with that. And the topography of a geoid. That's a hypothetical shape. What he's trying to say is the Salar is similar to the topography over oceans. Right? You guys getting that? Not you guys on the panel. I know you got that. But I got to break it down for the Baltard community. I don't think they can understand that. So go ahead and red herring fallacy away from map gravity. We'll get to the gravity and your fairy tale geoid at some point, but everyone that can fog a mirror knows what I'm talking about. So back to the point. The Salar del Uyuni in Bolivia is the largest salt flat on Earth. What does it exhibit? It exhibits less than 1 meter of vertical relief or vertical drop over 9,000 square kilometers. You got a big friggin' problem there, Baltard Sunshines. Because you know what that's speaking to? A geometrical flat plane. You're finished. Even by your own pseudoscientists. Let me break it down for you. You can have a myriad of topographical features on a sphere. Mountains, ridges, saddles, spurs, depressions, etc. You know what you can't have? A geometrical flat plane. And this one is over 9,000 square kilometers, sunshines. Therefore, I love that. How can ballers stage 5 cling with a kung fu death grip to their fairy tale religion that has as one of its foundational tenets vertical drop, and yet at the same time have a flat plane with less than 1 meter vertical drop over 9,000 square kilometers, pray tell? And do that without violating the law of non-contradiction. I want to see that. Get your popcorn out. They can't do it. It's a standing contradiction. No way out. There are no buts. 4.8 inches per mile squared. You've heard that before, just a couple minutes ago. And OBS, you better start getting your act together. So, that's no vertical drop. Less than 1 meter of vertical relief, essentially no vertical drop. You got big problems. Like I said, it violates the law of non-contradiction. See figure 4, results and discussion. We're going to pull this up in a second. It shows a 100 kilometer, that's 62 miles, measure north to south of the Solar with less than 1 meter vertical drop. Let's take a look at her. See if she's still active. Oh, she is. So, let's go down here. I know she's down here somewhere. Not there, not there, not there. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. So, you see Alpha right here? This is running north and south. Alpha right here and Alpha Prime up here. You see this? 100 kilometers. You got it? Probably not. So, the spinning ball religion, 100 kilometers, that's 62 miles. Vertical drop. That equals 781 meters. The Bolivian Salt Flats, 100 kilometers, 62 miles, vertical drop, less than 1 meter. Where'd the 780 meters go? That's what you're missing in drop in the Solar. Let's hit you with the modus tollens. How about that? Another one, because I know that you enjoy these. I thought I'd hook you up because I know you like the modus tollens and the Black Swan. I figured you'd love this one. Modus tollens, if P then Q, not Q, therefore not P. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, P, then there must be a measurable 781 meters of vertical drop over every 100 kilometers section of Earth traversed. Q. Not Q, because we do not measure 781 meters of vertical drop over 100 kilometers of the Solar. Therefore, remember I love that one, not P. The Earth is not a sphere. Alice in Wonderland is more tenable than the ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. The prosecution rests simple. You live in a fairy tale. The end. Questions, comments?
Sounds like a flat Earth proof to me, Nathan.
Doesn't it?
It is. I mean,
It
look
could
at
be
the
a
horizon.
really, 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 really big ball. Proves it's not a ball of size R.
Then their whole fantasy fairy tale story that already cooked up is a mess.
Oh yeah, yeah. Doesn't prove it's flat though.
I mean, look at this photo with the woman in red, and don't look at the woman, but look at the horizon. How flat is that? I mean, don't they have eyes? So if you can't see it here, you can't see it anywhere.
Bolivian
Just read
Salt
it.
Flats is a standing monument to flat Earth. It just is.
Yeah, because of the mirror effect and everything.
Yeah. There's
On the page you've cited, John. I've gone to the results and discussion. There's a paragraph that's messing with my head, which is it sounds like certainly a ball destroyer. You've mentioned that variance. There's still that variance there, and I don't think that's enough to account for curvature. They make this statement that DEM shows a complex surface with an elevation range of over 77 centimeters over 50 kilometers, from a low of blah 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 to a high of this at the northeast corners. Overplotted the contours of the EGM96 geoid model, which shows that the planar southwest-northeast slope of the topography mimics both the direction and magnitude of the long wavelength geoid. Subtracting the geoid height values from the DEM removes the topographic slope, the ball I'm assuming there, and reduces the elevation range to 44 centimeters, which is only a difference if you take the ball of 33 centimeters then. But when they take it off a geoid, and the excuses that they put in for a geoid, the geoid accounts for 33 centimeters, which is what, 1 foot over 50 kilometers. Ouch.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because that stinks the ball, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's a statement from them.
It's all over.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Disco ball at best.
Yes, sir. Anyone else?
Yeah, and if it was like a sort of an indentation on the Earth, you would have these ridges somewhere, right?
You're gonna have to make up the 780 meters somewhere. Quick.
Mm-hmm. True.
So
The variance, though, that they're talking about is the surface, so the solid ground, not the water, which is important because this flat surface that reflects the water that sits on this ground of variance 77, call it, is still flat, sat on top of it. So the variance they're measuring is the ground underneath the water. The water sitting flat.
Yep.
No variance on that, but that's all they've measured there in terms of how flat it actually is. I say that's really weird that all they can take out with their geoid is 33 centimeters over 50 kilometers of 77. Something not right, is there? If you believe in the ball.
Makes you stumble, doesn't it?
So, and Betty wanted to pile on with this photo, right? What were you going to say, Betty?
What photo?
Yeah, you were piling on by the reflections in the water.
Yeah.
Not
How
not
can
the
you have
close
that?
ones.
I mean, if it's curved, it will be distorted.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah. Especially these ones back here, the far away ones. You're not getting those specular reflections, Baltard sunshines. Now, that granted, we're just dancing on your graves. Or you're already dead, so we're gonna just pick out other nuances here, right?
Mhm.
Way to
Didn't you
go.
also do a presentation on that once with the reflections and stuff?
Yes.
You had these nice pictures of lakes and waters that were like very still, and you could see reflections, and it's so perfect, you know.
Yes. Yes. They're also
Yeah.
in the slideshows.
Yeah, and I think that the sun far away wouldn't also be reflected in a puddle of water somewhere.
No,
It
number
can't.
one, you wouldn't be able to even see them, and if you did, these reflections back here, they'd be warped.
Yeah, I wonder if you are there also at the dawn of day, right? Like, or early in the morning or late in the evening, right, where the sun is distant, far away, and you can see maybe also that it's getting smaller or bigger. I wonder, you know.
Well, why don't you take a trip down there?
Well, just not that easily accessible, I think.
Yeah, these days, I suppose you're right. Yep. This would be one of those bucket lists.
Yeah, but it's Peru, right?
The
Yeah.
Bolivian Andes in Peru. I
Oh,
think.
sorry. Yeah, well, don't they have also these there?
Is it in Bolivia or in Peru? Is it Peru?
Bolivia. It's Bolivia.
It's Bolivia.
But I thought that you also had Peruvian.
Yeah, I thought that word too when you said that. I'm getting some kind of Peruvian motif from this for some reason. Why is that?
I have no idea. Maybe mountains?
I,
Nah,
I don't
I have
know.
no idea.
It's an ancillary topic.
They have more of these salt flats, don't they?
Sure, there's salt flats all over the world, but this is the most pronounced one, I think.
True.
The thing I want to point out about these salt flats, the other thing, is their altitude, their height above sea level.
Isn't that also weird?
What's the significance?
Nothing in reality to me and thee. If you live on a ball, 12,000 feet.
Uh-oh.
So this thing's come up from a curved surface, gone up 12,000 feet above sea level and become flat as you like.
Maybe that ball had a razor coming over it.
Very well done, Adam.
Yep, good one.
All right. Well, that's the end of the presentation. I don't need to flower this anymore.
So is this a short show?
It's not the end of the show. It's the end of the presentation.
Okay. What's the next one?
What's the next one? It will be, well, let's see. Let's go. Well,
because this was not your first proof, was it?
It was the first one that I constructed. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's nice to know.
That's why I took the Solar as my background for the avatar.
Ah, of course. Okay.
Is the next one not your disavowed child?
Disavowed. I love that word, by the way. Disavowed.
Why?
Which one?
Well, if all their children up there, if they're all your children, I thought the sea sparrow was the one you didn't use anymore.
No, hell, what? What the heck? No, that's still that. You see it here?
Huh?
It's still there, right? If it's on my website, it's not disavowed.
I'm sure I could find on record you saying I'm.
Yeah. Good luck.
No, there is a you use the Sparrow or something. No, there was one guiding system that you don't use anymore, and you change it up for another one.
Yes, that's part of the argument. Yeah, that doesn't help them.
I remember in the with Robert Bazzano, you had another one, a rail gun.
Oh, the rail gun. Yeah, but they scratched that. That program was scratched.
Yeah, but even though it's scratched, it did do something, right?
Sure.
And there was some evidence that it also was a side to side weapon.
What?
Yeah, you could see the target sort of thing.
Yeah, they had to be able to see the target, and it was. I think it could shoot. I'm sure much further than this, but I think one of the examples they provided was 125 miles.
Well, isn't that far enough?
It's too far for Baltards.
Yeah, maybe that's why they scrapped it, huh?
I don't know. I just read that it was scrapped. So that was scrapped some time ago. I kind of went away from the railgun argument, that mainly because I was laughing too hard, because the Baltards were using the railgun as an indirect fire weapon, and I couldn't deal. I couldn't deal with that. It was just so stupid that I felt dumb even addressing it.
That's what I was talking about. Sid, I kind of moved away from that argument. That's what I meant. I was only being flippant. I didn't mean
that's a different argument. The railgun's a different argument, Adam.
Oh, that's what's become apparent. Yeah. That's what was in my head.
Oh, that's what. Oh, I got you.
Still line of sight, both of them. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using that this week because people keep talking about mirages and Fata Morgana, but from my understanding, all of these phenomena that occur require a line of sight. I don't dislike them because that's the fundamental premise. Whichever it's a working model now or whatever, it requires you to be able to draw a straight line from you to the target. That's how they work.
See, one of Nathan's objections to the Sea Sparrow was that it required trusting the military technical documents on it. So he felt a little uneasy with that, whereas I don't. But that just validates it even more to me. Follow?
Well, how so? They can't lie in technical manuals?
They can, but they get called out.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's more that you have men doing it every day, and that would be bollocks soon, wouldn't it, if it didn't work like that? And if you're doing it, and that's how you set the thing up to work, then that's how it works.
Yes.
That was the strength of it to me.
Yeah.
Simple as it was that line of sight. That's because Rufy, that bent line of sight to the target.
Roofy. All right, so I guess we've got our next Tuesday show. It's most likely going to be the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile, and this is the Block 1. So I suppose that this is a plug for next Tuesday show. Yes. Cool.
It was also a Block 2, right?
Yes.
What was the difference between the both?
The Block
Yeah,
2.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Neil.
I was just going to say next Tuesday's show should be a standoff with AI and the Adam Meakin. Showdown.
Why? You're getting off topic. That's not what Betty's question was about. Why would you red herring fallacy away from that?
I don't know. Maybe because I haven't heard anything in the last 20 minutes.
You haven't.
Maybe some hearing aids and
That was a good one. I have to hand that to you, Neil. All right, you're justified then.
Too funny. You never know what you're gonna get, huh?
Unintentional. It wasn't like deliberate. I just can't hear anything when I'm driving.
Oh, right. So it wasn't you haven't heard anything pertinent in the last 20 minutes. Move on. I want to start a fight. It was just you haven't heard anything in the last 20 minutes.
Correct.
Yeah. That paints you in a much better light, that, Neil.
Yeah.
So, Betty's question. Back to Betty's question. That was really good, Neil. Thanks for that. So, unlike the RIM 7 Sea Sparrow missile and the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1, Block 2's active seeker will support terminal engagement without the launch ship's target illumination radars.
Oh.
Whereas
So
the Block 1, you needed that ship and that ship only to have line of sight. You couldn't hand it off, in other words.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that you still see further away, but the Block 1 sort of it's all integrated on one ship. You have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Paint the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
It doesn't mean Block 2's on a ball, or could be on a ball. It means you've got further range across that flat plane because you can see it. There's a limitation even the radar is going to determine for you at that range.
Yes.
Even if you can see it. If you've got a ship that allows you to triangulate it across the plane.
Yeah.
And you need to be flat the plane to triangulate it. Yeah, you've got another ship over there. And that gives you better range. Doesn't it? That's all that's saying to me. It's but in a way, it does take it away. You don't want to use the 2, you want to use the 1, because the 1's the one that could do it at ranges and see it at ranges exclude curvature. That's
yeah, the Block 2 doesn't refute the 30 or 40 years of the ESM Block 1 in the friggin' arsenal.
I think
It
we
also
can.
doesn't mean they're suddenly calculating on a ball all of a sudden.
I think
They're
we can
still
skip
using the same
next
ballistics.
week. By the way, guys.
Do you think we could skip next week's show? Because we've already gone over it.
I think we have.
I think we have. Too funny. Let me read out a super chat. It's from Face
Super chat?
Reality.
We got super chat?
Yeah, a Face Reality super chat. And he says bodies of water alone prove the shape of the Earth, a horizontal plane, because water flows downhill indefinitely. We have oceans, therefore.
Bodies of water alone proves the shape of the Earth. I agree with that. No, I'm just reading through it just to make sure he's on it. A horizontal plane, yes, because water.
Make sure that I didn't F up.
No, you didn't. No, you did a fine job.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That cat got back in my room. Give me a minute.
Yeah, string him up.
I want to know if he got this upset with his dog. Do you remember the dog story, Betty?
He loves that cat, really. He is just. But if he's bothering him, he will take care of that. But he loves that cat to death, you know.
Yeah, like I love my pug dog until he starts annoying me.
I mean, he finds it more important to scare away his cat than to maintain his show and be here.
All right, Betty, that'd be just about enough of that.
I don't think it's scaring away Betty. I think it's that cat looks so cute. He had to stop the show and just give him a little cheeky little face hug or something. Go, I love you, little pussy.
Yeah, he's a puss.
I had that picture that I used of the CAT for the information presentation. That looks like my cat when he was a kitten.
Yep.
That's why I used it.
A cat with
Right,
6 claws.
Does it have CAT spelled out on its fur?
Did you check, by the way?
Say again?
Did you check?
What is QE's cat's name? We named him when we first got him in Snickers, but that didn't hold. It's Mr. Kitty.
Yeah, it's so original.
Actually, cats will do. Nathan's here in chat. He's turned up. So let's start talking food.
No, we
did nothing but amps and computer stuff this afternoon in the after show. It was
Did he?
terrible.
No, we should start showing him the proofsies that he says are not proofsies.
Go ahead, get him, Neil.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Well, Neil, that's a good point. The only way to get that sea sparrow on next week and have any merit of discussion, because we battered it in 5 minutes there, is to have Nathan on to disparage it. Why he wouldn't use it.
Yeah, we need an antagonist. Good call. Nathan, next Tuesday, you got to come on the show because Neil has said that you don't like the Sea Sparrow proof.
Or any other.
Or any other, by the way. That's according to Neil. You need to come on next week's show. We need an antagonist so we can stomp a mud hole in your ass.
Not even an antagonist. We need him to testify his position. We accuse him of being a covert glober.
Covert globe. We need to testify. We need to witness.
Can I get an amen? No, I'm up for that, Betty. Let's attack Oakley next week. Come on, Nathan. Let's have you.
I think he already raved goodbye.
No,
Is
but
that a wave
seriously,
goodbye or hello?
Nathan doesn't like it. I agree with that. And I tried to not like it, and then I started liking it, didn't I? There. So
Yep, you did.
if Nathan's got some points, that they may have merit to discuss.
He claims military. He can't validate anything by the military.
I don't think he stated it that way. He just feels, I think I characterized it appropriately, that he feels a bit uneasy with it.
Is Nathan going to be a hyper skeptic?
I don't think so.
Like a Pete and Pete guy?
No, he better not be.
Or someone that says basically, if I can't witness it doesn't exist?
No, he's not. No way. No chance.
Just saying.
Have them come on right now. See, we're here.
Nathan!
Plead with them, Neo and Betty.
Nathan! Come out and play!
I'm looking for bottles, right? I don't have any
Yeah.
here.
You need 3.
You need 3. I just watched that the other night too. How ironic.
Did you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Reminds me of my younger days, and I absolutely love the song at the end. I just wait for it from Joe Walsh.
Did you sort of look like the major player actor in that movie?
Major play. Do I? What?
Yeah. Did you? Was it a lookalike?
I don't think I look like him. No.
Not. You
I
had
don't
like
think
long
so.
hair once in a while.
Well, I don't have long. My hair right now is.
Yeah, right now, but he was not 60 then. He played that movie. So in those days, back in those days.
My hair
That
was
movie
much.
is a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah, 79, I think.
Yeah. So you had long hair in that time frame.
Most
So,
assuredly.
yeah.
A lot longer than he had it, that's for sure. Hey,
Weird times, and now you can't even suffer it a little over your head.
I can't. Isn't that ironic? That
Yes.
I can't do it. I can't. When it starts to chia pet on me, I just go bonkers.
Geopet?
Chia pet.
What is that?
You don't know what a chia pet is?
No.
Well, Americans know what it is.
And it's
A
Dutch.
Pokemon.
In Dutch. So what is it?
I'll put it up. I think we're still sharing, so let's go to chia pet.
So nobody on the show will see this?
Yeah, everyone's gonna see it. So
It's not on.
images.
It's not on. No, you're not. You're not screen sharing on YouTube.
True.
You got Bolivian Salt Flats.
All right, here we
You're
go.
gonna do a cheer pet.
All right, chia pet. So this is what happens. So you have these little animals and stuff, and you water them, and then they start growing stuff, and the plants come out of these little holes.
Do you still have that?
Oh, look at the Baby Yoda one.
Hmm.
Right, that is cool.
The baby what?
We used to have the hedgehogs for your windowsill. You put them on your windowsill, and then
Yeah.
we put watercress, I think, and then you can cut the watercress, and then his hair grows back. But you could put your watercress in the egg mayonnaise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they got Richard Simmons. That's too funny, but you get the picture. So when my 1 millimeter hair stubbies start growing out, I call it chia petting, and it starts to itch.
Oh, come on, it doesn't itch.
It drives me nuts. I'm telling you, it's.
More than your cat?
Oh yeah, drives me. Yeah. So when it starts to chia, I just go crazy. Now, if I can get past the chia pet stage, then maybe, possibly, it would be okay. But I can't make it past through that stage. I need to go out to the barber. And now that it's getting close to summer, they even call it, because I put it down, my summer cut. My summer cut is a complete buzz job. So I was in there yesterday, sat down in the chair. She goes, "You want the summer cut, right?" I said, "You got that, Skippy."
Oh my god, I get a picture of these barbers and all these people that have to deal with you in shops.
Here we go with the backhanded slides.
I haven't even made one yet.
You're prepping the stage. You're greasing the skids.
That needs doing from time to time.
Where'd Nathan go?
He left. He heard his name and went like, hop, scooting out of here.
He started the boot scoot quick, right?
He rage quit.
He rage quit.
Yes.
Remember you used to say that back in the day? I was like, what the hell?
Because I thought that was what you guys were saying. Why rage quit? Right? I thought you quit on raging and then you quit.
Yeah,
Right?
quick. She called it, folks, she called it rage quick. Quick.
Exactly.
Like just
Also,
and nip it in the butt instead of the
exactly.
bud.
Nip it in the butt.
That was this week's fiasco.
Well, is it a fiasco or is it just cute?
It is cute. Yeah. Well, what did you say? That was so funny. You said, well, it made sense to me.
It does. Well, the thing is, you guys might not understand certain sayings we have here in Dutch,
No,
right?
That's
You
most
might
assuredly
make a lot of
correct.
mistakes, right?
Yes. More. Yeah.
You have these soccer players that later on become coaches, and they can become coaches all over the world in different places, and they start talking English, but it's just so wrong, you know. And then they replaced they did literally translate the sayings that we have from Dutch to English. Like, for example, that's other cookies.
Cookies.
That's other cookies. Right? That's so. I mean, for me, that is andere koek. That's what it sounds like, and it's basically meaning that it's of a different kind. That's totally different,
Right.
different taste, different kind. You know,
Yep.
but you guys don't know that saying, and it makes no sense. You know. And also, there's another one. Looking the cow in the ass.
Yeah. Please explain that one, Ben.
That one's utter cookies. I'd have said something that's just like a bit weird or something that's a bit nonsensy. But I'm struggling with looking the cow in the ass. Come on, qualify that.
I don't even know if I know the true
Oh,
meaning.
wait, Betty. Me and QE's got a guess. We've got to take a guess at what that means before you say it. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Just if I was to look a cow in the ass, what would I be doing it for?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm thinking. Why are Dutch people looking at cows in the ass? At what point? Have you been out and checked the cow? Where? Or, did you check all around her? Did you even check her ass? What's the purpose? So there has to be a point where we're checking the ass. I'm thinking,
What?
is your cow constipated? Are you making sure you're doing? Here we go. Okay. Have you checked the cow in the ass? Right, means it's like going around your car. Have you checked all your tyres? Have you done all this? Or have you made sure, as a British phrase, you got all your ducks in a row? You made sure you've checked everything.
I don't think so.
Is that what it means?
I don't think so, Adam.
You'll go then. You'll go.
No, I don't. I don't think so. It makes no damn sense. What is the metaphor?
No, you've got to have a guess at what it means. That was my guess.
Yes.
That wasn't a positive claim on my part, John.
Look the cow in the ass. So I got to work backwards.
That's what I did. You heard it live. My mental processes live. You heard.
I'm sorry. There's no fucking step one.
I know. Look, just start somewhere like a baller.
What?
No, you've got to start with the premise that there's a reason to look the cow in the ass.
Yeah,
You've
but
got to work from there.
it's a metaphor though. So I got to work back from the metaphor, work back into some type of connection with something coherent, and it's not there.
No, but in Dutch life, right, looking a cow in the ass has some role at some point. Now, from there, you've got to draw something from it. But clearly, there's a fetish, maybe call it, on the continent of looking at cows in the ass. You don't go up to Daisy and stroke her head. They do that. That means something to the Dutch, looking a cow in the ass. Why?
Where's Arwen when you need him?
Exactly.
Oh, guys, I haven't laughed in ages.
Come on, Kiwi. Come on, your go.
I can't. I already told you. There's nothing there.
I mean, I'm saying it means check for
I
detail.
beg to differ in the bit.
If you look a cow in the ass, there's going to be something there.
Okay, there's nothing coherent there.
What's bullshit?
Depends on what the cow's eating.
It's
Cow shit.
bullshit. It's all bullshit.
That'll be a male cow.
Oh my god.
All right, Betty, give up the ghost. What does it mean?
Okay. It says here it's easy talk from hindsight. So in the sense of after the fact, you can easily talk about things.
Oh,
Bullshit.
that's weak. The hind. They use the hind in hindsight.
No, not exactly.
Not
It says
exactly.
here in the explanation, only if you stand behind the cow, you can basically look the cow in the ass. I mean, that means that then you know what comes out.
Oh,
Product.
that's really bad. That it's not bad then in gross. It's just bad.
That's an expression. Come on, guys. You guys have nasty ones yourself.
Not nasty ones. I didn't say it was nasty. It just isn't coherent. There's no connection to anything.
Not to you, but we have many farmers here.
It's that doesn't make
wanna
any
get
damn
rid of, by
sense.
the way.
It doesn't make any damn sense to a farmer either.
It's something that it evolved, right?
Well, I want to put it back. That means,
Hmm.
and the farmers, they go and check. They do look at the cow in the ass and see what it's produced. That's what they're saying. With hindsight, I probably shouldn't have gave it that grain.
All right.
What does it mean? It can't. It has to have an origin. I'm going to
Yeah.
look the cow in the ass. Why? You're saying it's like what's just come out the other end. I'm checking its poo.
Well, the thing is that it does seem to be an expression that is sort of born in the provinces that have the many cows. So it is a farmer's sort of expression.
Expression for what? Arm being a Monday morning quarterback. It makes no damn sense, man.
You're not a farmer, right?
I don't have to be a farmer.
Like we are not lumberjacks. Let me say it that way then.
What-
Maybe you understand it then.
what is the reasonable connection? Is there a mirror image expression in America? Other
You would
than
know.
being an armchair quarterback, which has no damn relation to looking at the cows behind.
Oh no, exactly. There you go, right? We all have these expressions that you don't understand, right? Like I proved my point, I suppose, and that's why nipping it in the butt
Yo,
seems more
brother.
probable than nipping it in the bud.
All right, I'm gonna go get some pineapple. Can you clean this up by the time I get back?
Who? Wait, what?
Goes to the citation, Betty. It's apparently 13 out of 20 of the funniest Dutch sayings. There we go.
Well, yeah. What? Do you have a list of them?
Yeah, I put it in the Ballbusters text chat.
Read them out, Paul. Read them out. Come on.
Hold on. We
Yeah,
have,
but I don't know what they means.
Doesn't matter. We've only got till QE gets back, and then he'll stop it.
I got one for you, Adam. In Brooklyn, this is a good one. Half past the camel's ass, quarter balls.
Oh, you link went. Say it again, slower.
Half past the camel's ass.
Oh, you're
Next
roboting.
Thursday, Neil. Next Thursday.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, you're back again. Say it again now.
Roboting.
Say it again now.
Let me lower everything. Half past the camel's ass, quarter to his balls.
Yeah, it was worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Yeah, some other expressions are glue somebody behind wallpaper. What do you think that means, Adam?
Glue somebody behind wallpaper.
Yeah,
Shut them up.
exactly.
Boom. Next. Come on, Paul. You've got a list.
This is a bad one. Somebody who F's ants.
Somebody who
F's, ants.
Has intercourse with ants.
Mm-hmm.
Have they got a little willy?
That's someone that is so much particular. He's basically everything that you say, he's
Yeah, he's
picking on it.
he's contrarian.
Yes,
He'll
nitpicking.
screw the minutiae.
Yeah, that's what
I
we
was
call it.
close then. I was on the way there, you see.
Yeah, you
I told
were.
you they've got a meaning. So let's go back to looking at a cow's ass. So somebody who F's ants, it has a sense to it. We can understand that. What am I doing looking at a cow's ass, Betty? Don't say you should be a farmer. What are farmers doing looking at cows' asses?
You may have been in there earlier and lost your watch.
What? There, see, so there's a burping issue. That's not his ass, Paul. Why is he fiddling with the cow's ass?
I have to admit, I never myself used that expression, but I know
Do
that
that to see if
Dutch,
the calf
Dutch,
is round the right way, don't they? Bets.
Dutch.
Not through its ass. Not coming
Betty,
out his ass.
see, I said clean this stuff up. By the time I got back, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, you can't get me in on the helmet.
But he just demonstrated that there's no lot. We had one that we worked through, and it made sense, right? About doing things with ants, and to do things with ants, you'd have to be screwing the minutiae, so being finicky. It made sense.
Mm-hmm.
We then went back to the cow's butt, QE.
We
We're
are
still
back
not
to
sure why we're staring at it.
That justifies it.
Also, we have the expression a whistle of assent. So a whistle like a musical instrument, right? Whistle of assent.
That sounds like a audible flatulence.
No, it's an expression of that's easy to do.
Whistle of the sun.
That's easy to do, right?
Excuse me, Adam. Apparently, it's a very accurate way of telling whether a cow is pregnant or not. Rectal palpation.
There we
Well,
go,
wait.
lovely. Is that what it's for?
No.
Yeah, that's why you always see the vet up there, to his elbow.
Hey, veterinary, get your hand up this here cow's bum. Is that why he said it? It's not coming out there. Oh, okay, no, fair point. Yeah.
So how about this one? I can't knot a rope. I can't knot a rope to it.
I can't knot a rope to it.
Yeah. To it.
That doesn't make sense in English.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it means.
Is that what is it? Should it be that confused?
It is. It means that you don't know anything about it. You don't know how it's connected.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't knot a rope, right? As opposed to can't rope a knot to it, or
Yeah.
okay.
And the monkey is coming out of the sleeve.
That's not how, because I've got rectal palpations in my mind. Because I'm still thinking, is that why I'm looking?
So you don't know
He's
what.
got no, because it can't be that. Because what's the phrase, Betty? Again,
What?
exactly in Dutch.
De koe in de kont kijken.
Yeah, which means
What?
De koe
which
in de
means
kont
literally
kijken.
looking at the cow's bum.
Yeah.
Right, it doesn't say putting your arm up there, Paul. So I don't think that one helps. Not a palpation issue, is it? So he's only looking, he's not touching.
Do you have a saying about gerb?
What?
Guys, about done.
Do they have a saying about gerbils?
Oh,
Not
brother.
know of. No. Why?
Well, because there's a story that says If you know the wheels that they run around in, you just rent Richard Gere.
I'll tell you what, Neil, you better back up
That is so.
because we're not going down this road.
Because he backs up and they run in.
Well,
and run around
we're
his
not
belly.
going
That's
down
why
this road, like I said.
I know you're not, but gerbils are.
Yeah. Thanks, Neil.
It's
the
the
closest
I'll
far
behave.
That's also a good one.
It's getting silly. You guys are just being silly.
No, we are
I seem to
talking
remember a whole
about.
South Park episode about that, Neil.
We were talking
went for
about
pineapple.
such things, and I liked it.
Once you go for a pineapple, we all get silly.
I just ate the pineapple.
Oh, did you try
Yes,
that trick,
but
by the way?
was
Yeah.
it on a pizza as it should be?
Yes, I
Mm.
did.
Did you try?
Yes, I did, Betty.
pineapple?
I know
And-
everyone's getting rumpus. I'm trying to answer you. Yes, I did last night. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and it pulled out with little no effort.
Okay, so it was a good one then.
Yes, and it's very ripe. Tastes like candy.
Aha. Okay. Who got it?
My wife.
So you told her the technique?
I didn't. I did bring up the little mechanism so you could. I didn't even have to say it. I said, you know that mechanism to cut the pineapple, and she started pantomiming the little the way you do it.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. What secret
You guys
club are
don't
you
talk
two
about
in?
I got
What-
that mechanism.
What's the special pineapple club you're in? You can't got to share that. You can't allude to these
The
things.
special pineapple cup.
I have a special tool that cuts the pineapple. It's called my wife's.
It's called my wife. Yes, Neil, you have a special tool for everything, huh?
Yeah. So Betty and I got in a deep discussion of the mysteries of pineapples last night.
And you know what, Kiwi? I ate a pizza Hawaii today.
Yes, like AI was saying, it goes great on it. It definitely does. Yep. I didn't know that until because I'm from, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so we eat pizza like real men. So I got stationed in Hawaii, and that's one of the first I seen somebody eating a pizza, and I looked over. It was probably the second day I was there, and they had pineapple on it, and I said, "You gotta be." Is everything okay with you? Right, being real sarcastic and stuff. And I said, what the hell you got on that pizza? Right? So,
Was that really in Hawaii?
yeah, that's the first time I ever seen it.
That's why it's
Oh,
called the Hawaiian.
I know
It
that,
came
but
from there.
but Mexicans don't eat pizza, and
They
like,
make it.
they don't necessarily put chili on it, do they? And like, the point I'm making is, if that's the first place you
Well, I
saw it,
don't
as an
put
American.
potatoes on it either. I'm sure Brian doesn't put potatoes on his either.
Exactly. You don't call it the Irish. You can have an Irish.
And we
What's that
don't
one?
put any
Fucking
like
potatoes on it, mate. Yeah.
herring on the pizza.
Well, the
Tell you
moral of the story is that he gave me a slice of it, and I tried it, and after that, that's all I would eat.
Mm.
I'd
Now,
like
let
to.
me ask you a question. Do you have ham with that too, Kiwi, or just a pineapple?
I think in that particular pizza, I'm not a big ham guy, but on that particular pizza, it was, and it was a nice. It's a pretty damn good. It complements each other, the pineapple and the ham.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you want a good one, just sprinkle a little jalapeno on there next time. Ham, pineapple, jalapeno. Perfect.
Yeah,
Now, we were against it. Italians were against that. But when you taste it, you can't be against it.
yeah, I hear you. I think I've had something like that before, Neil, and it is pretty good. Yeah, but
I've told
that
you
the
that,
moral.
haven't I?
The moral of the story is, and I wish I could teach my son this, that you have to try different things. You just can't, just say
Says
I
the one
don't.
that was repulsed by it.
Say that again.
Says the one that was repulsed by the Hawaiian pizza, and also when I say try it with some tuna, and you also.
Yeah,
are
but
not
there's
eating it.
limitations to that.
Yeah, that's what Peter says too.
Yeah, Well, he shouldn't say that because pineapple is reasonable. Tuna or fish
No.
on pizza is grotesque.
Oh, come on. People do it multiple times.
Yeah.
More people
Oh, they
do it.
put anchovies. They put anchovies on pizza. I don't like it at all.
No, me neither. I never did like it.
Anchovies are too salty. You can't do that.
I'm sure I've told this story. I'll go with the Bono e cipolla. So, tuna and onion, perfectly acceptable. I can go.
Yes.
When I go to Italy and order that there.
Have you ate one?
This is why I ask you it, because the Hawaiian, no, I've rocked up in Abruzzo, yeah, can have a Hawaiian pizza. They got different types of wurst on there, different sausages, all sorts of different crazy. They got white pizzas. Can I have a pineapple, ham, and mushroom pizza? No, what you on about, you dirty git? They looked at me like I was sinning. Yeah, so I've then always, if I ever want it, I have to take a tin of pineapple to the pizzeria with me if I ever want it on there. They won't keep it in. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but tuna, dude, oh mate, it's so good. Tuna and onion, beautiful.
So you ate one, did you, Adam?
No, on
I love
onion,
tuna
not
and onion.
pizza.
Tuna and onion on the pizza as the topping.
Oh
Yes.
God, you're a
So
fruitcake.
yeah, we got 2 of them. Yay!
And-
See, it's very
And
nice. isn't it?
capers. You want capers with that as
Yes.
well on the tuna and onion. Yeah.
Yeah. True, and nice.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Fromage.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
nasty.
it's so good.
Yeah, it is. Get a room.
We already have. We are here.
It's called room.
All right, what else? So we went over food. We went over Dutch sayings.
We didn't go over your bow stuff. Is there something happened?
No, I'm waiting to get it all together. So I've got to wait on certain things. So it's I'm still shooting it, but it's not where I want it to be. Yep. So that's all for that.
Every time it's not going to be where you want it to be.
No,
it
it'll be
going
where.
you
No,
want
it's getting there. I've got one piece already in. I'm waiting on 2 more pieces to get it right. When I get it right exactly the way I want it, then I will tell you.
It seems to me that it's a money pit.
It's not a money pit. It's more of a time pit now because I'm having to wait for people to get the parts. It's not that expensive for the stuff that I'm waiting for. Not at all.
Well, you do know that the American economy is collapsing, do you?
Yeah, it's been collapsing ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, but now it's going excremental.
Excremental.
Fast.
That's called a Freudian slip, that one, John.
Yeah, excremental. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're mixing up excrement with exponential.
Experimental. Oh, is that so? Okay, I like it.
That's why I said it's Freudian, Betty. Your excremental is nearer the point because the American economy is turning to shit.
Yeah.
So it's probably
and
more
that's
correct.
putting the cow in the ass.
Is that why you're looking? You see? Is that why you're looking?
Yeah, because eventually you will see that it all ends up in shit.
Thanks,
well, that's
buddy.
fair. Now that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You've Googled that, haven't you?
What are we going? What is this, like little potty mouth for Betty show today?
Thank you. It's my show today.
Hmm.
All Superchats should belong to me.
They've been lacking They've been lacking recently, but I guess I understand. Maybe it has something to do with the economy.
Yeah.
What, the excremental decline?
Yeah, the excremental decline. Yes.
So what? Sorry, I did make a mistake with that. But what was the exponential?
The explanation for what?
No, not explanation. What was the word that I was effing up and needed to say?
You mean the exclamation? No. You're conflating 2 words: exponential and excrement.
Yeah. So it needed to be exponential.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Try to do my best.
All right. So what's the next topic?
Looking the cow in the ass.
No, we already been over that. I don't want to go back there.
You don't want to go. You go to the front.
Where the heck?
Look him in the mouth. Look a horse in the mouth. You know that word.
You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, we have that same saying. I think you got it from us.
Yeah, like New York.
Exactly. New Amsterdam, right? Wall Street, Waalstraat. Yeah. Brooklyn, Breukelen.
I'll sell it back to you cheap.
Yeah, for $1, like we did.
Yeah.
Cheap bastards. Bastards.
How does he type the parcels, the gift horse? That's what I always wanted to know.
Huh?
You know, because he's got who's. How does he tie up the parcels with the string and everything, you know?
You go too far into the metaphor, man. You can't do that.
No,
Metaphors aren't
it
built
is
for that.
a given horse, like the horse is being given to you, and then you look him in the mouth to see what age he has. Yes, because in the mouth of a horse, you can see how many teeth he has, what his age is.
So why do you look at a horse in the mouth?
Because you know the age of the horse. So if the horse is too old, you don't want to have him, right? So if you are given that horse, you think, okay, I don't want to have that horse because it's too old. You basically say, okay, nice to give it, but I don't want to give it.
That's not what it is. What the hell?
Yes, it is.
No,
That's
it's
the
not.
original. Yes, that's the original meaning of that saying.
No, it doesn't have
Yes.
anything to do with age. It means you don't
Oh my
look.
God, it's implied.
You don't. No.
It is implied.
No,
Yes.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, go look
Yes,
it up.
it is.
Somebody look it up and speak to it for goodness sakes.
Hey, you look at a horse's teeth to see its age.
Yes. Yes. So
I've got
you
it
can.
back.
So it makes sense, doesn't it, Adam? That if you know the age of the horse and you know that it's an old horse, you don't want to have it because it's too old, right? It doesn't do the work anymore.
Yeah, but it's a double accusation against each other. So the person
Yeah.
giving it to you is only giving it to you because he doesn't want it anymore, not that he actually wants to give you a gift. And you refuse to accept it because you're too good to accept such a belittling gift.
Yes, but we use it only for the one that is given to. And also an accusation, of course, it's an accusation that the guy that gives it isn't to be trusted.
No, that's not what the surface meaning of don't look the gift horse in the mouth is you don't look at something or belittle somebody giving you a gift. You just take it.
Yes, that's the general expression of it, yes.
Yes.
Why the origin of the etymology of the whole expression is basically if you look that horse in the mouth, you can see its age, and then you can basically see what kind of gift that one is giving, and then you can basically criticize it.
Oh, so what you're saying that could be true. It still doesn't make any sense to me. You're saying that the age of the horse, the age of the person giving you a gift is a problem?
Yeah, because if that horse is too old, what kind of gift are you getting?
Well, I don't know.
Like
I got some pretty good gifts from my grandmother. So she was pretty old.
No, the gift is old.
Oh
Right,
God.
Right, Betty.
The gift is broken, right? Or damaged, or old, or unusable.
I need some Dutch wisdom. I've been looking it up. Right?
It's like military intelligence.
Well, at least we can protect it well because you guys are sort of dumbasses.
Betty,
Yeah.
this dumbass has just been looking at a few things up. I've just found another quote where it's used, and it seems to be slightly different. This is Eric Ten Hag, who's the new Man United boss. He's got a Portuguese player who was at risk of being sent off, and he says, "I don't want to take a risk. where I come from is because it's looking a cow in the ash. Yeah,
Trying to do the accent.
thank you for noticing. But what he's saying there, it's not about hindsight, it's about not taking a risk. Don't look the
Yeah,
cow.
but that's the stupidity of soccer player coaches. They fuck up
Well, when I
also.
was
Say.
when I was growing up
This
on the
Dutch
farm,
guy
the
is
reason
using
why
the phrase wrong.
I don't know if this matters, but the guy that would come, he would check to see if the cows were pregnant. He had this long glove went all the way up to his shoulder. He would stick his hand all the way up the ass and try to feel.
We already
We've
been
got
there.
past anal palpitations with Paul.
We've already
was he
been there. AI, you came late. We were already there.
Okay. As we pointed out, that's not looking, is it? That's touching. A little bit more than touching in some cases, frankly. But
That's violating.
yeah, it could be described like that, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's saying it's not taking a risk, whereas you said it's not high. It's having
No,
hindsight.
the fact is that the journalists are accusing him of a certain way how he coaches his team. So he gives an explanation, and he says you can always look a cow in the ass, right? I mean, that means that in hindsight, looking at these things, it's easy to explain.
No, he says I don't want to take a risk. Where I come from, they call it looking a cow in the ass, as in
Yes,
not
but he
taking a
says
risk.
that to these journalists that are asking these questions.
So what's the risk of not looking at the cow's ass? What are you risking?
There's no that's not the connection, Adam.
There's got to be a connection. I'm looking at the horse's teeth to know how old it is. Why am I
No.
looking at the cow's ass?
Because you want to buy a
I
heifer.
always
That's
heard
why.
that you don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Here we go.
Yes. So if you've just been given a horse, don't worry about how old it is. Yeah? If you're going to go and buy a horse, look at its fucking teeth.
You know, we
What's the
just
point of
lost.
that one.
We just lost 20 viewers.
But I'm pretty sure that if you buy a heifer, it's worth way much money. So if you just take a person's word for it, you lose a ton of money.
So why am I looking at its ass?
That's because you want to know if it's pregnant or not,
no,
child or something.
No, it's not. Not in this expression, guys. I'm Dutch. I know. I should know, right?
You should. All you've done is act like an Etherean and tell us what things aren't, as opposed to tell us what this phrase means.
I told you what it means.
Speaking of
The guy
Ethereans,
was sort of grilled by these journalists, right, about how his actions were and why he just put a guy on the field that he shouldn't have done so, right? So in hindsight, it's always easy to say something why he did
that's
that.
called the Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, well, we do, but we don't have quarterbacks here. We have soccer.
We have football, Betty.
No, you have
There's a
soccer.
political rumor that soccer is the national sport of conquered nations.
What
No,
nations?
That sounds about right.
Well,
strange word that the
see,
Americans
last
tried to
lap.
pin.
Mystery Babylon.
It's not Mystery Babylon either.
Yes,
You're
right,
just
it's Mystery
babbling
Babylon.
on.
Yes, exactly. You are babbling on.
Hey, did they get that phrase "babbling on" from the Tower of Babel?
Of course.
Yeah.
But everybody's anti-Bible.
I find it interesting that nowadays they have these ideas for new cities and they want to call it Babel or Babylon or something. I find it weird.
You not know that, Neil? At the bottom of the tower, they had a list of phrases. You could go and just pick one.
Well, let me ask another question: Is the sodomy is a crime, right? And that comes directly from Scripture. Weren't they called sodomites?
Exactly.
What? That was the name of the town, dude.
Like,
But I'm saying they made
no,
laws
Neil.
for it.
The
There's a law,
anal
though,
rape
against it, right?
follows. No. The anal rape definition follows from what used to go off in Sodom.
Exactly.
It's not now. They used to do other things in Sodom other than that, but that was particularly prevalent there, I think. Hence the fire and brimstone.
I know the town was called Sodom. AI.
Well, then you answered your own question.
No, I'm saying the law. There is a law against sodomy.
Yep, that right. So the law of sodomy follows from that. So the derivation of the word sodomy comes from that as a way of politely describing bum sex.
Thanks, James. Could you read out the super chat, Betty?
Yes, I can, because it's directed. The money is going my way, huh? James Richard, he says, where is the vaccine for ball tiredation? I'm sure there would be more than willing to take it.
Why would you do anything that you could cure naturally through effort and research?
I think its vaccine suits them.
Lazy, innit? That's the modern way. Don't bother looking it up for yourself, proving it to yourself.
Yeah, don't bother going through the disease. Just like
Swallow this pill. Do this. And you
try
don't
to
have to
avoid
bother.
it and get it anyway. Yeah, it's weird.
All right.
Babby London.
You guys all talked out? Obviously not.
No, we've got lots of tucker in us yet. My tea's about to arrive. We've got to keep going. What I can eat through that?
I gotta chastise Neil.
He likes it.
I know.
Don't encourage him. He's an adjunct
Chastise
provocateur.
him for insinuating that there was something to still be hashed out between me and homeboy, Mr. Tautology. I was pretty definitive in my statement, and no rebuttal was offered, so there's nothing to
It's
continue.
Mr. Tautology. That's a title, isn't it? Who's that? Overlord.
Brian's logic?
Brian.
Who did he say?
I didn't
don't
know instantly from, like, Mr. Ireland, Mr. Potato, we might have guessed it in a racist slur, but it would have been relevant. But Mr. Tautology, that's a title and all.
I think
want
think
that
he
title.
said the wrong person. I think he said the wrong person, though. I think his memory's
Sorry,
good.
sorry, dude. I distract terribly. I'm sorry. Will you make your point more pertinently? So Brian said what, and what's the beef?
No, I think I'm confused because I think he said Adam, but he meant Brian.
No, he meant me. You mean Neil meant? Yeah, he meant me.
Are you a tautologist?
Because I still want those. See, you dropped out. No, I know what's going on. I know what you're referring to. So I've said that I want these
Settle
Bible
the issue
references.
now.
Get over it, big fruity too. I'm just talking.
Fruity what?
When we were talking in today's show and after show, obviously when Nathan ends the after show, you drop. So the conversation left, and we went. I think Neil started. We were chatting about all what we were saying, discussing in the after show. We were saying I still haven't got Bible quotes which were pertinent. Now we went on to find some, and Paul did, and we chatted about it. Read it in the King James, read it in the literal Greek translation, and looked at it, try and ascertain if that gave us an answer. Got different answers because the literal was really interesting because it's more spiritual. Everything comes through Christ. Everything is made through Him, which is cool. But not made. It's. Let me see if I've still kept it up. What we found was. Oh no, it's not there. Give me a second and I'll find it. But That's the issue. Have we got an answer yet? So if you've got some other scripture that we could use to reference to help decide the issue, it'd be appreciated still. If you bear with, I will find the bit we looked at that. I don't know, support Neil's view more than anything, because I think your point was.
Yeah, but I guess
You
what
were
I'm
supporting
confused is
Alwyn's viewpoint.
that's not a conflict. That's not a conflict.
It's Neil you're talking about.
That's true. We are.
Neil left us this afternoon, right, saying I'm off, because when we said we're off to go and look at the scripture, he just shouted us, "Oh, well, screw you," because he ain't got his point. I'm leaving you Satanists. Don't worry. That's mild in comparison to say there's a conflict, as opposed to being accused as an agent of Beelzebub.
I did not call you a Satanist. I said, I'm out of here, you bunch of antichrists.
You're right. I'm sorry, Neil. Sounds so much better when you put it like that. You're right. I do apologise.
So much better. At least you're not ritualistic about it, Adam.
Very few rituals.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that as a conflict. So I just heard in my mind the tautology conflict, which could be categorized as a conflict at least.
So ignore Neil's shit stirring. I'll read it all. I'll read. It was John 1:3. This is the bit, because we went to the New Greek, and instead of made, so in all things are made through him. We just read it, but I'll start from 1. I'll read all the way through 3. So John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. And the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things received being through him, and without him not one thing received being, which has received being. That's the literal Greek from it, Overlord.
Yeah, sure. That pretty much bears the same connotation.
Does that not support Neil's view then?
Which was Neil's view?
Matter is created through Christ. Prior to that creation through him, there was nothing.
Yeah, that supports that for sure. Now there's other places where it doesn't just say things, like it says principalities, powers, and a couple other metaphysical type entities, and it says all things within these categories. I can't remember where that is though.
That I think this is the Hebrews quote. Again, I'm reading from the literal Greek translation, so it may lose meaning, but that's intended. Just get the literal Greek. So, by faith we. So this is Hebrews 11:3. By faith we apprehend that the worlds were framed by the word of God. That which is seen should not take its origin from things that appear. Now, the way I read that, this one's been playing with me a little bit, because it kind of negates the argument to me. Is it the first part? One doesn't contradict the other. One just adds detail. Everything is created through him. But by faith, we apprehend that the worlds were framed by the word of God. So in his creation, he makes a distinguishment, so that which is seen should not take its origin from things which appear. So that, to me, kind of reads a distinguishment that he separated the physical and the spiritual in its origin, but it doesn't negate that all things were made through him, in that, or created through, or whatever the other version was. What was it? Received being. That's I think that's the literal Greek of the other one. Received being, which still to me means. Because we were saying, is it a matter of there was physical matter there and it was a remolding of it, or whether it was actually brought into existence? I suppose against thermodynamic principles. I don't see the last verse contradicting much, Overlord. To me, it just adds that it might be.
Yeah, it sounds like it's saying that all made things came from Christ or through Christ, and they didn't come from things that had already been made. So it excludes Christ from being a created or made thing, since all made things were made by him, so he can't be made in the first instance. Otherwise, he'd be making himself.
Yeah, John 1's explicit about that. There's no issue there for me on that one, because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning. I mean, we're going to get another phrase just to reaffirm the point. He was in the beginning with God. Well, whether that's making sure the concept of the Trinity is understood and where Christ sits from the beginning, but it's done in 2 verses as statements of fact before we go into all things being received being through him. I think it's explicit in those 2 things. So everything's done through him. The question we then asked was whether that was that the angels then as well that are done through him, because everything is in John 1. Everything is done. John 1:3. Everything is done through him, and then we get that distinction between what's done down here and how it's done, and it's distinguished between what's done up there. But that doesn't mean to me that everything up there is not done through him. Kind of affirms it. Nothing. There's no contradiction. So even the spiritual realm is done through him. Is the way I read that.
Yeah, there's another. Like I said, there's another verse which I can't think of it. I really can't search it up right now. Which is, it seems to indicate by expounding on different categories. I can't remember the phraseology, but it gives me the connotation that Jesus created all principalities, powers, thrones, dominions. It just keeps going down a couple more categories, I think.
That sounds Gnostic.
So are you talking about Ephesians AI?
I don't know. Maybe.
Ephesians 6:10, when it talks about principalities, the rulers.
No, I want to say that's the one where it says that's what we're battling against.
Right, it is. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I gotta find it now.
There's a different one that I'm pretty sure says that all these things were made through Christ or by Christ.
Oh, that's from Paul.
By the way, a lot of people parse out those differently, like whether by or through or for.
Sorry, I think you're talking about the one where Paul is saying whether they be powers or dominions or principalities. I'm gonna find that. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
see if you can find it.
I think we took it out now, QA.
You're getting there. It's slowly going to the end.
I'm up as a pup. Up.
I'll qualify it then. As you can hear, we've not come to a conclusion. We're after more scriptural citation. So, Paul out this afternoon, LVA or Lava Boy.
Well, I think that the being is actually more pertinent than made, because you can insinuate madeness from a structure that's pre-existent being rearranged, and you could in common language say, "Oh, I made that." But when you say I gave that being in itself, that's a much more definitive qualifier that thing wouldn't even be if you didn't make it.
So all things receive being through him. So that's the, like say, the literal Greek, as opposed to the word made. Yeah. It has a lot more resonance.
There's another place where it says he upholds all things continuously by the word of his power, which you could argue insinuates that not only did he give them being, but he's presently giving them continuous being. So they're not non-contingent. Like he can't just create something and then it keep on existing. If if God disappeared, all things that are existent on him would also disappear.
I don't know.
Colossia 116 AI.
The what?
For by him were all things created that are in heaven, that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones, dominions, principalities, or powers of all things, were created by him and for him.
The one. And then you couple that with the sustaining all things by the word of his power. And then you end up with the exclusion category of being made himself. And then that makes it fair to conclude logically that therefore Jesus is the uncreated creator, and by the definition of God in the Bible, then Jesus is God.
By and for, did you say, Paul?
By him and for him.
Yep.
That's a melon.
Which, by the way, yeah, we got to draw attention to that, because some people will decry Jesus's divinity by citing verses where it says through and other things. So they are trying to say that the Father created the Son and then used the Son to create the worlds, and so Jesus is in that sense created from their point of view.
No, that's those first two chapters of John. That's why I reiterated them. Yeah? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. I say verse 2 is really to underline that point for me, to destroy those arguments. No. In the beginning. Says it there. Twice.
I will throw this in there, though, because it's out there, which is it's known as monarchianism. So monarchian and Trinitarianism. So the monarchian view is that the Father is the only being that possesses true aseity, which means he's non-contingent, whereas the Son and the Spirit are contingent upon the Father. So that's different than just like a uniform Trinitarianism, which would say consubstantial. So each one possesses aseity.
That's not necessarily contrarian to each other, is it? There's nothing wrong with assignment of role after the fact, where we're dealing with now.
Oh yeah, but I'm not talking about hierarchical. I'm talking about because yes, you could have monarchianism in the sense of hierarchy, where one is the king, one is the agent, and then one is something else, like positional. This is talking about the essence of the nature of the being. So if the Father wasn't, then Jesus wouldn't. But if Jesus wasn't, the Father would still be. That's what they mean by aseity.
If Jesus wasn't, the Father isn't, from a Trinitarian point of view.
Yeah, they're not they just are. They are the being in total. They can't be severed.
No. And that's what John 1, verse 1 and 2, I say, doubles down on. In case you've got any doubt. Because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. And the Word was God. Well, if that's not clear enough, just make it a bit clearer for you. He was in the beginning with God. That directly addresses those arguments to me.
And then it goes on to address the next argument, which is, Aryan type arguments by saying, hey, so you're thinking he was in the beginning, but he was a created entity. So let me answer that question. All things that received being were done through Jesus. Therefore, Jesus never received being. He already possessed it.
Yep.
Meaning he could not have come into existence at a point in time.
No, because in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. The Word was God. Yeah?
He is the beginning.
It's quite clear that. Doesn't mean I understand the Trinity, really, but the argument that is postulated against it opposes Scripture to me. That.
Well, one of the most famous biblical Unitarian, so-called, that's what they call themselves, arguments is that in that phrase is not referring to an agent, it's referring to a plan. And I think that falls apart rather quickly and is a very sophomoric, if not juvenile, interpretation.
I was about to say that sounds like something I'd say. The Greek word could mean logos or.
Neil.
All right, we all talked out.
Yeah.
Time to go.
I've got falafels, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I hope everyone got a lot out of this. The presentation, that is. Betty, you wanna follow up with anything?
You cheeky rascal.
I was going to say the first part, but you first. Okay.
Go ahead, Betty. If you have anything, go ahead and rock on. If you don't,
Haven't said anything. No, I liked it. I like the content in this. The first and the latter.
yeah. So any problems with next week? Well, even though we did part of the evolved sea sparrow missile, I figured we'll go over it more in detail next week. I don't think there should be a problem with that.
Yeah, and then we sort of rattle on the next one as well.
Yeah, we'll just go right down, not down the list, but I'll just pick and choose. We'll go through the whole list, eventually getting to the end. So I think that's pretty productive.
That's not what I meant.
What did you mean?
Are we?
I did mean that when we are doing that proof, we also sort of make a spoiler alert for the next proof that we already.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, Adam.
Also, I know he doesn't attend, but are we calling out the shill Nathan Oakley
The shill.
with regards to the sea sparrow?
I don't know about
Next
calling.
week.
You may want to make a mention of it to him and see if he.
No, let's see if he's got the balls to turn up.
Yes. In other words, yes.
Next week.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
debunk
Exactly.
The sea sparrow.
I was trying to say that more politically correct, but yeah.
I'm trying to poke the bear as best as I can.
I know you are.
Who's the bear? Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh, he's Russian.
I'm the poker.
Oh, yeah, you're British. That makes sense.
All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Bye. Bye, Discord. All right. Thanks, guys. Like I said, I hope you got a lot out of this today. And we'll wrap up. Well, we ain't going to wrap this up for a while because there's a number of proofs. We'll go through each one detail by detail. Make sure you got all the arrows in your quiver. All right. Go out there and do great things. So, remember, I'll be back.